Alex never should have moved to this place. They should have stayed in their crummy little cockroach-infested apartment downtown. Those tenacious little monsters were bad enough, but Alex's current predicament was far worse. Much worse. Here's what happened. For years, Alex had been searching for a house they could afford. It was a dream to own a place that could be called their own, just like the home where they grew up and made so many memories. Tired of paying rent, Alex wanted to plan for retirement and build a nest egg for the future. Alex made sacrifices, practically starving themselves while working overtime and weekends for years to save cash for a down payment. But the price of homes in Alex's city kept skyrocketing, outpacing their savings. Eventually, Alex realized the only way to buy a place was to look in a neighboring town, somewhere small and out of the way, where nobody else wanted to live. Finally, Alex found a modest bungalow on a quiet street in a lonesome little town named Hollow's End. The house came at a bargain price. "It's the old groundskeeper's place," the realtor mentioned. "He's got no use for it anymore, not where he is." The man looked down at the ground with a sad expression and shook his head. Alex nodded sympathetically and closed the deal with a handshake. The one-story home was old, square, dingy white, and squat like a mushroom. Its roof sloped unevenly, dipping down at one end, a feature Alex initially thought charming. However, structural issues plagued the property. Everything in the attic was slightly mushy, and on rainy days, buckets had to be strategically placed throughout the house to catch the steady drip, drip, drip of water seeping through the ceiling. Yellow water stains dotted the ceilings in almost every room. The floors slanted unnaturally toward the center, creating an unsettling sensation like being inside a carnival funhouse. Despite its flaws, Alex felt satisfied with the purchase. Alex planned to fix the roof, repair the floors, and address the water damage, transforming the space into a long-term home. A brand new Home Depot DIY book sat ready for use. But things changed after what happened last night. Alex was abruptly awakened from a deep sleep by a clank and clatter. The sound seemed to come from the cemetery behind the house. An eerie orange glow filtered through the bedroom window. Their half-asleep minds struggled to process the noise. Every muscle tensed as fear gripped them tightly, drying their mouth and quickening their heartbeat until it thundered deafeningly in their ears. In the darkness of the bedroom, the glowing orange light grew brighter, and the noise louder as it approached. Desperately, Alex's thoughts raced to identify the source of the sounds. Heavy chains rattling? Someone dragging them around the cemetery, but why? Whoever, or whatever, it was drew closer to the back of the house, nearer and nearer until Alex could hear ragged, wheezing breaths. The chain-link fence at the edge of the property rattled and shook as though pressed upon by great weight. The orange glow flickered intermittently, brighter then dimmer, resembling a torch or lantern carried by the intruder. Alex realized they were holding their breath, afraid to make a sound. Deep down, they knew this presence outside wasn't human. The unnatural movements, the labored breathing, the rattling chains, all pointed to something otherworldly. Perhaps it was a prank, Alex tried to rationalize. Teenagers playing tricks, drunken college kids engaging in hijinks. On unsteady legs, Alex checked the time on their phone, 3:10 a.m. The sound of labored breathing and rattling chains against the fence sent shivers down their spine. This wasn't kids, it was something else entirely, something not meant to be seen, something no one should ever witness. Bare feet padded softly across the cold hardwood floor. From the kitchen came the faint tink, tink, tink of a bucket catching rainwater. As Alex got closer to the window, the pouring rain became audible. A loud crash of thunder startled them, spiking their heart rate momentarily before logic kicked in. Thunder and lightning. They weren't afraid of storms anymore. They were adults now. Through the gap in the curtains, Alex cautiously peeked outside. In the rain, standing with a hand pressed against the fence, loomed a black-hooded creature. Resembling a cross between the Grim Reaper and a millipede, it had too many legs and a long, lumpy body extending far behind it. A pale, crooked claw held a lantern containing a flickering flame within a glass box. Talismans and medallions hung around its neck, one resembling an hourglass. Details were hard to make out beneath the billowing cloak, but Alex caught glimpses of sharp talons gripping the lantern. The creature watched intently through shadows cast by its hood. Unable to endure the sight any longer, Alex yanked the curtains shut and backed away, trembling. An unfamiliar whimper escaped their lips. A part of Alex desperately wanted to curl up under the covers and hide until morning. That part won decisively. Bravery wasn't among Alex's strengths. Still, sleep eluded them. Throughout the night, the sound of digging echoed relentlessly. By morning, Alex ventured outside again, feeling marginally braver in daylight. The creature was gone, leaving green rolling hills and ordinary tombstones visible beyond the backyard. For a moment, Alex almost convinced themselves that it had all been a dream. Almost. But there was something new near the fence where the creature had stood, a massive hole. Unlike typical graves, this one was large and circular, leading ominously toward the house. Concern mounted as Alex inspected it more closely. The steady sound of digging came from deep within. Inside the house, the floor trembled faintly, sinking further beneath their feet. Alex hurried to grab their precious belongings from the bedroom and fled toward the living room. Clutching a laptop and irreplaceable memorabilia, they stumbled when the floor suddenly caved in. Falling into darkness, Alex landed in a cavernous underground space freshly carved from the earth. Cries for help echoed upward. To Alex's surprise, a voice responded. It sounded like the real estate agent. Calmly, the agent addressed someone nearby, ignoring Alex's pleas. They discussed showing the house again and finding another buyer. Confusion set in. This was Alex's house, or so they thought. Shouts of frustration went unanswered as the cracked floorboards above began to mend themselves, stretching back together like healing skin. Finally, faces peered down, smiling eerily. "This isn't your house," they stated in unison. "This place belongs to the Groundskeeper. Always has, always will." With that, the floor sealed itself completely, leaving Alex alone in the suffocating darkness below. Alex truly wished they'd stayed in their old apartment.